Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Movie League. I am in our little mini studio right now, and this is the first official Wine and Whine segment because I finally found something to whine about. Very rare, but it happens. Anyway, as you can see, I have my wine here. Do not mind the chapstick smudges on the glass. I've been having a couple of glasses, but you know, casual Friday night, it's all good. Anyway, so what I want to whine about this week is a new show that's come out on Netflix. It's not brand new. The first season I actually watched and I thought it was great. So I got very excited for the second season of Slasher. I'm quite a fan of slasher films, I guess. That's why it's called Slasher, because it's trying to appeal to all the people that like movies like that, like Scream and everything. So yeah, I got really excited for season 2. Obviously, it's a completely different storyline to the first one, so I'm assuming that every season from now on will be just a completely different story. But it's kind of, yeah, just... The first one kind of had everything that you wanted. It had a little bit of a story, kind of like a whodunit storyline, which kind of gets me involved. This one, the second season, I just kind of lost me after like the third episode, but I just kind of kept watching it so I could know what happened. It's very rare that I watch something that I like go back into the Netflix menu to see how many episodes I have left so that I know how many more hours of it I need to endure to find out who done it. More often that I look at something and I'm like, oh damn it, I've only got 10 episodes left, but it's so good, I'm just going to space it out. But this one I was like, oh, hurry up. So anyway, I'll give you a very brief outline of the storyline. Spoilers, obviously. So basically it starts off typical like college kids. They're like camp counselors or something. They're all in like a Jeep, you know, because young people in America all have fancy Jeeps and amazing cars. Anyway, so they're all just drinking, having a good time, and they take like all, I don't know, you kind of don't really suspect anything bad, but then all of a sudden they kind of turn on this one girl who's like the drunkest of them all, and they pretty much lured her out there. What you think, anyway, from the beginning is you think that they lured her out there to kill her. As the season goes on, you kind of realize that it was an accident and they kind of were just taking her out there to scare everyone because she'd kind of manipulated the whole group. Anyway, back to the start. So basically these people are going back to the area where they had killed this girl 5 years later. You find out that they're back there because this kind of like a intentional community, I think they call it in the season. It's like kind of like a hippie community kind of sets up there, and they want to make sure, like they heard about it, they want to make sure that obviously they're not going to find the body and things like that, because apparently they're trying to like expand their little area. So yeah, they're just kind of going there to save their butts pretty much. And then eventually someone just starts killing them off. Kind of starts off with like this random character gets killed and he has absolutely no, like he's in it for 5 minutes and then he gets killed, and you're like, oh, so this person's clearly just killing someone for the sake of it. Like there's no agenda behind it. As it kind of goes on, obviously people get killed off. You find out why they took her out to the forest, why they chose to kill this girl. Well, it was an accident. And it kind of unravels a little bit. The ending to me was so disappointing. They kind of set up certain characters, and I picked someone who was like a very quiet, subdued character, and I was like, yeah, she's gonna be like a sister or something to the girl who got murdered. But it was just completely random. Like, they kind of made it make sense, but like forced it to make sense. And I feel like it's kind of, spoiler, sorry, but it's kind of a cheap ploy when they bring in like split personalities and one of the personalities of the person does it, but they have no idea that it's happening. Not saying that I understand that type of psychology, but I just think that's a cheap ploy out of like what could be a better storyline. So personally, I hated it. If I had to rate it, I would give it 2 stars. Not even 2 stars, 2 popcorns. Didn't even pop 2 kernels. It was bad. Another thing that I'd also like to mention, I very much dislike when they bring in like awkward sexual tension when people are getting killed, and like that's the last thing that would be on your mind. Like, for God's sake, just, it's not necessary. Anyway, that's my little whine about Slasher season 2. And on that note, I'm gonna bid you all adieu. I shall see you next time for the next Wine and Whine segment. Yeah. Good evening.